Good morning, students. Welcome to your English class. My name is Carlos Silva and I am your English teacher. This is day number 12 of Unit 2. Are you ready to learn English? Let's begin. What do we have for today's class? Day number 12. Where does the sign belong? Let's put the sign in the correct place. So today's activity is interesting. It's very interesting because we are going to work with all the signs we have learned so far. La clase de hoy es muy interesante porque vamos a trabajar con todos los señalamientos que hemos aprendido hasta el día de hoy. Where does it belong? Today, you're gonna identify the places where you can find different signs. El día de hoy vas a identificar lugares donde puedes encontrar diferentes señalamientos. For that, let's begin by practicing the vocabulary. Signs vocabulary. Listen and repeat the names of the signs. So I want you to listen and repeat. Let's begin with the first set of signs we have here. No parking. Stop. Traffic light. Yelled. Handicap. School crossing. Do not enter. Railroad crossing. One way. Then we have more signs. Don't eat in the museum. Don't touch. Don't take pictures. Don't bring your pet. Now we have don't feed the animals, recycle, don't throw trash, don't touch the animals. Restaurant, bathroom, don't run, exit. Very well. Now let's practice. Say the place where you can find the sign. Vamos a practicar el vocabulario de los señalamientos. Me vas a decir dónde podemos encontrar el señalamiento. Here we have the street. This is the street right here. Yes. Here we have the museum. And we have the zoo. The zoo is next to the museum, right? Now, I want you to tell me where can we find the bathroom sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? Good job. We can find this sign at the zoo and at the museum, right? Remember that it's very common for these places to have bathrooms because, well, we as humans, we need to go to the bathroom sometimes. Recuerda que es muy común que en lugares como estos haya un baño o más de un baño. Now let's continue with the next sign. Don't touch. This sign right here. Where can you find the sign? On the street, at the museum, at the zoo. Very good. We learned that we cannot touch the exhibits in the museum, right? No podemos tocar las obras de arte o las exhibiciones que vemos en el museo. So it's gonna be very common to find this sign at the museum. Then we have the next sign, school crossing. Where can you find this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? That is correct. We can see this sign on the street. The next one, don't feed the animals. On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? That is correct. Don't feed the animals is a sign we can see at the zoo. No parking. Where can you find this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? On the street. The next one. Where can we find this sign? Don't throw trash. On the street, at the museum, at the zoo? If you said at the zoo, that is correct. And also, if you said at the museum, it's very common to see these signs in both places. The next one, don't touch the animals. Where can you find this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? Correct, at the zoo. Don't eat. Where can you find this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? At the museum. Remember that you cannot enter the museum with food or drinks. Don't bring your pet. Where can you see this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? Very well. Stop. Where can you find this sign? On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? On the street, that is correct. And the last one, don't take pictures. On the street, at the museum, or at the zoo? That is correct, at the museum. Very well. I hope you enjoyed this activity. Now I'm gonna explain to you what you have to do. Activity 18, where is it? Write on the line where you can see these signs. Vas a escribir debajo de la, no, sobre la línea, ¿dónde puedes encontrar estos señalamientos? On the street, at the museum, at the zoo, at school, right? And that's all you have to do. And that's all for today's class. I'll see you next class with a new video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.